Welcome all to episode 3 of season 3 of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee. I'm jaded. I am jaded. Let's just get that out there.
Okay.
And obviously, if you're watching on the Tube, it's very...
More people are after last week.
It's very hot outside. I'm in a vest.
It's the day that it was meant to snow, and he's wearing a vest.
I've decided that I'm going to start dressing for summer. Well, someone said to me the other day, they were like, why do you always dress like it's summer? Because I just have summery clothes.
Yeah.
I always like to put a layer on. But I'm done now. I'm done with the winter.
You're over
Dress for summer and summer will come. That's my new mantra.
Okay. All right. So let us know how you get on with that.
Sure. I've got frostbite.
And not just on my arms. Alrighty. Yeah, I think the numbers on YouTube went up this week because we are in the dildo recovery episode.
Dildo gate. Well, we're here with talking of dildos. Lukas is back now. I'm joking.
It's
sorry,
like that,
Lukas.
is it? Okay.
I don't know if you saw. We got a massive dildo out last week, and we were
Lukas.
properly. Oh
No? Did you get it from here? From the
yes,
Yeah.
from the bar. Yeah, no, she didn't bring it with her.
My backpack's not that big. Jesus. Honestly, though, it kind of like ruined our content for the week because we couldn't post any good stuff. The whole episode was manic because we were just laughing about this fucking dildo. So we couldn't we didn't want to get shadow banned on Instagram.
It was so funny because I was like lying in bed, and my friend uses like a social media manager, and I text my friend saying, do you mind asking Michelle if she thinks that this video would get me banned on YouTube and Instagram? Anyway, it was like, oh my God, the things I'm asking. And then Michelle got in touch, was like, hi Lee, I've reviewed your dildo video, which is something I never thought I'd say. And it was basically like, she was like, Instagram will probably get you banned.
Yeah.
She's like, YouTube should be fine as long as it's not in the thumbnail or the first like 5 minutes of the
Oh my
thing. Or
God.
something.
Really?
Oh, that's
Which
good
wasn't.
advice. That's
Yeah,
good advice.
yeah.
I wouldn't have known that.
Don't put it in the thumbnail because I'll get you done.
Never
Or don't put
put
it in the title.
thumbnail. And we didn't post to our Facebook page either. Oh no, did I post? I posted
Will we
the
censored it?
Yeah, I did post the censored.
Oh, it's
Enjoy that.
funny though. Aren't dildos funny things?
They're so funny. The name is so good. It also sounds like it's short for something, I think. You know, like a dildogram. Oh,
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like it sounds like an abbrev.
Well, let's find out the etymology
Origins.
of dildo. Okay, so it's the definition is a vibrating device that substitutes for an erect penis to provide vaginal stimulation. Oh, this needs updating.
This
It's
is
very
heteronormative.
Very heteronormative.
And also, it doesn't have to vibrate.
I thought classically.
preferred.
Yeah, that's a vibrator.
That was like a new addition. I thought they were always just kind of like the one you see in American Pie.
Well, it says the origin is circa 1593. What were they using back in the bloody 16th century
Oh my
for dildos?
gosh.
Perhaps a corruption of the Italian diletto, which means delight, or
See, I knew it was an abbrev.
they've done brackets less likely of English diddle, curse, eunuch dildo, senseless counterfeit. Oh,
Where's
that's so-
Susie Dent when you need her to do a bit of...
I know. You don't get this on Countdown.
You should...
do you?
That was very quick. Was that some kind of app that you're using?
Yes, word book. But it
You need
needs
to email
I'm going to
them.
get rid of it. I
you
do.
know,
I'll
they need
say,
to get rid
excuse
of
me,
it.
it doesn't have to just go in the vagina.
I know.
So I've been told.
So we've heard. Anywho.
Anyway,
Anyway, let's not get back
let's
onto
move on.
dildos
Let's grow
again.
up.
We had a night out, and I don't think we took enough pictures because normally we like to hey, we're together outside of the pod. Oh my God, look at my blue roll coming out.
I did wonder earlier.
Granny. And
I
also have a
shouldn't-
pin because it broke today.
Oh, good Lord.
How scummy is that?
Scum of the earth.
Look at that. You can see where the button, it was very well sewn on as well. Anyway, I'll move that.
It looks quite retro. It's like you've used it instead of it's like you've made that choice.
It's a bit punk. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
yeah.
Oh my God, itchy nose. I do need the blue roll. We went on a night out, but we got no pics because...
We were having such a good time.
Exactly. Life's not just about Instagram, Lee.
We did. We went. Well, I was doing an improv show. Tell them about it, Lauren. Tell them about it.
Oh my God. Lukas. Have you done an improv show, Lukas?
He strikes me as the type of guy
I know.
that has
I bet
done
you've been in a
an
troupe.
improv.
I bet you have, especially this new longer hair we're seeing on Lukas recently. I mean,
So
like,
delectable, isn't it?
oh, he's a little
thank
cutie.
You, Lee, thank you. Well, actually, I founded my uni's improv society.
Yes, we knew
Oh
it.
my God.
He screamed improv.
So you could say I've done a bit of yes and in my time.
Dabbled.
He's done a course or two, let me tell you. Oh my God, fantastic. Well, Lee was the monologist, which is what the improv, because the people who are in the improv group and teach the classes and stuff at the Free Association, Google it, go see a show, it's so good. They were using all the official words. So I was like, oh, I'm mates with Lee. He's doing the monologue. Oh, he's the monologist. And I was like, oh, God.
It's the first time I've heard that word.
Yeah,
Before this improv thing, I was going to people, and I actually had to Google how do you pronounce monologist, because I didn't know whether it was...
Monologist, like.
Well, monologist. That's what I thought it like kind of was. But it was monologist. So I would say to people, oh, I'm doing this improv show, and then I'm the special guest monologist. And they'd go, the what? And I was like, I know.
Lucas would have known.
Yeah,
He'd have known what it meant.
Yeah.
And we were asking them after about like, well, this would be long form, but say like whose line is in anyway is short form. And I was like, there's so much I didn't know.
So much.
I'm going to do a class.
Yeah, you should.
I love the manic feeling, you know, of like you don't know what you're going to say. Because you just literally walk on, you're like, right, you got a small idea or whatever.
Well, they do musical improv as well. I would love that.
That's tricky.
Give me a thing and I'll do one right now.
Okay. What about blue roll tissue?
Blue roll, a blue roll. Where is the blue roll?
I think he's a bit more than that normally. I've got the part.
Well, I didn't bring that. I need one of those. What's the instrument? Got accordion.
Yeah, you need to learn to play one first. That'd be good.
Oh, all right. Bloody negative Nancy over here. Let me be.
But by the third...
A man's got to have a dream.
You smashed it, being that monologist. Oh, God, I think we'll
So the premise of the show, back to me. The premise of the show was, so I was so nervous, wasn't I? Well, we went for a lovely pizza.
I love Lee when he gets nervous because you're so honest about it, actually. You're like, and you don't think you're a nervous person. So then when you do get nervous, you're like, I'm a bit nervous, you know. And then you're like, oh, all right, yeah, don't worry, you'll be fine. And then other people wouldn't say it again, but then you kind of go, oh, I'm nervous though. Yeah, I'm nervous.
Did I mention I'm nervous?
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna go stretch my legs out. Like you have to like do a little wander.
Yeah,
it's
you
really
do have
sweet.
this weird energy where it's like, oh God, where do I put? So, do you know why I was nervous? Because they're the troupe, and I didn't want to let them down.
You are a nice person deep down, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I just thought, oh God, I don't want to be shit. And they're like, you know, when they're, because they do this regularly, you know, they've had Desiree Birch, Phil Wang was a guest once, like all great names. And then I'm fucking there. And I thought, what if they're really like, oh, this is shit. So basically the audience have to shout out a word and then I have to go on a 2 to 3 minute rant about,
just chat.
Yeah. Well, how can I do that? How often do I just sit and rant and talk drivel?
It's not like you haven't been practicing on this pod for the last 2 years, you know?
But one of the great things is lovely Mariam, who came and gave me a briefing beforehand. She was in the troupe.
Which one was she?
Curly hair.
Oh.
Yes.
One of the best lines came from her, yeah.
Really? Which one?
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the curly hair top
yes,
knot.
Yeah.
Sure, sorry.
Yeah.
2 curly hairs.
And she was like, just don't feel too pressured to be funny. She was like, and I was like, oh, okay, good. I needed to hear that
to
because
make it funny.
You're not really there as the stand-up. You're just there as the guest.
Yeah.
So the first topic was knits.
Which was great. We loved
so I think I got into. I had to do 3 different ones. So basically, I do the rant and then went back and sat in the audience, and then they act out 3 scenes.
Well,
3
you got
separate scenes. It was like a roast of my own life.
Have you spoken to your mum and dad about it since?
No.
You need to. I might ring Les up
Let's get her on the
she'd
pod.
have loved it. Because you just got roasted.
Well, the funniest thing was when one was coffee, and so I was telling them about how, like, when I moved back during the pandemic and I come in with my Guatemalan coffee beans and Sage coffee machine, and I'm like, I have brought the Guatemalan beans back from London. And then they acted out like this Mormon missionary.
Yeah.
Have you heard the good word of
That
the
was
Guatemalan beans?
He was my favourite.
And it was just like, and I was like, I am a wanker. Like, you were watching it before your very eyes, and the audience are pissing themselves laughing at like a line or two which they pick up. They pick on. Honestly, they're so talented.
Something you don't notice as well that you was a passing like
yeah, which I didn't realise I did.
Topic.
The funniest was when my mum at the door, someone was acting being my mum and was like, "Where are you lot from?" And they just turned to each other and went, London.
Oh, it was so great.
And then the pearl necklace, which I'm sporting today. I was
talking really wishing you might have had it on that night because you took the piss out of it. And I was like, if they'd seen it, it would have become a real...
Yeah, well, one was holiday, so I went on a random rant about going to Mykonos as a gay cliche, and
well, the pod listeners know that story, so they'll like love it about the doubles and the singles and being a gay cliche, basically.
Yeah. And
by the third monologue, you were like doing a set.
I should have recorded it.
Couldn't get you off, honestly.
Yeah.
The first one you were like, I'm done, and then by the third one you were like, should I finish? You know, you could have just like, Freddie thought you were like going. He was like, I could have listened to more. He really got into the swing.
No, but when she acted out being the owner of the pearl shop, and she was quizzing people if they were gay enough to own them, and it was just
good.
so funny.
Yeah,
it's so funny. Where she said, "Who's on the current season of RuPaul's Drag Race?" And then,
and she was like, "It's not even on at the moment."
It's not on at the minute. And she went, "That was a trick question. RuPaul is the capitalization of queer culture. Bye bye." And I was like, "This is fantastic."
I couldn't get that line out if I practiced it.
No,
you know what I mean? And she was like, "The capitalization."
Nowhere.
Fantastic. You've got to be so clever. They were great.
So clever. But yeah, afterwards I was like, that definitely felt like a comedy roast. But they liked it, apparently. Apparently I gave good detail.
You gave good detail. They'd said they'd had a guest before, multiple other guests before, and they'd given one word.
Really?
Yeah, and they'd like, you know, like the nits, you got nits, whatever. Like, yeah, I had nits once.
Oh my God, well.
And I was 7. Another word, and then they just kept asking the audience for more words. They weren't actually doing... So that must have been really tricky for them. But
I just remembered them telling us that they had Maddie from The Traitors, who I really like. And
which one was she?
She's the one that sounds a bit like Stacey Solomon, and she was adamant it was Wilf and Aaron the whole time. Anyway, she sings apparently very well. And they said to her, she started singing a song from Cabaret. And I think it was you who went, "Oh, I bet it was maybe this time." She went, it was maybe this time. Just because Cabaret is too cliche. What good is it? So you
but
would
it's
do
slightly easier on the vocal cords, I would say, than maybe this time, you know.
But yes, no, it was very fun, and I loved it. Yeah, I want to do it again.
And also, we welcomed you to De Beauvoir, which is a lovely bit of London town.
Well, I didn't even know it was a thing.
Give you
Dalston, just like Dalston sounds too rough. We want to rename it to De Beauvoir.
Well, it's just on the N1 side, you know, so it's like Islington.
Oh, I bet they get
side.
so offended if someone said, "Oh, you live in Dalston." No,
they do. Honestly,
I live in De Beauvoir.
It's 2 different postcodes.
Is it?
It's E8 to N1. They'll be fuming about it.
Oh yeah,
they don't have a deli. They don't have a natural wine shop. I mean, they probably do actually in Dalston.
I walked along Holland Park the other day. I was going for a walk after our night out.
Excellent. Not on your way
the next
home.
morning. No. No. Do you know when like you're a bit hungover and you're like, I actually need air, like, and I couldn't bring myself to go to the gym. But there was this shop, it was Supermarket of Dreams. It had this big neon? That's candle. Neon sign. Those. And it was called Supermarket of Dreams.
Did you go in?
And I was like, this is such a novelty. And I wanted to buy everything.
Is it like Whole Foods?
It was stunning.
Have you ever been to the Whole Foods in Kensington?
Yes.
Just go.
The big one.
That huge one. You go downstairs. You can have a wine while you're walking around.
I thought you were going to say you can have a wank.
I mean, there's probably a room for that as well. But you can try a little wine when you're walking around.
Yeah. I've not. I don't think I won't just go as a tourist trip. But
no, I went looking for a very specific ingredient for a gluten-free cake. Won't be doing that again.
No.
But
all the way to Kensington.
Well, I was around that area at the time.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sure. So, Lukas, talk us through some improv games.
Yeah, go on.
Why don't we do a bit of improv?
Oh my God, fuck it. Yeah, give us. What are the top takeaways when you get taught it?
Oh, I didn't. I led most of the classes. So
had you done it at a previous drama school?
He was the captain.
Yeah, I'd done it at I'd done it in school a little bit, and with friends and stuff. But the first real experience I had was teaching it. But my favourite game to start with, I really enjoyed this one set called This Just In, where you'd go around in a circle and you'd pretend to be a news reporter, and you would break the newest headline, and you try and you try and like make
Oh
it
my
more
God, I
extreme.
love
So you'd be like, this just in, it's now illegal to wear even socks. You have to wear odd socks now.
Right.
And then you could do like just bring up Harry Styles. I think there's
just
so
the first.
much
It's just a good thing. It's just a good exercise to get the first thing out of your head. So the first thing comes to your mind.
And then do you have to develop what? So is it like?
Are you co-anchors?
No. So each person does it. They go around in a turn. So you
my
step forward and you go,
God.
this just in. You have to start everything by saying this just in.
Oh my God.
This just in. It is now illegal in certain states in America to wear odd socks. We cross over to our sock correspondent, Lauren Machin-Crane, to talk through more. Lauren, what's the general feeling like out there?
Thanks, Lee.
Nah, you've done it wrong. You should have done this. You should have done this. Lauren, what's the general feeling like out there?
Oh,
Well,
very
Lee,
good.
the
I love how I'm getting critiqued
that
as well.
that pause.
I've watched a
Why
lot
have
of
we not
Whose
fixed
Line Is It
that?
Anyway?
We can roll out a vaccine, but
Oh.
that pause for broadcast.
Someone was in Manchester the other day and I was like, you're not that far away. They're in Salford in the studio. Like, what are you fucking doing? It's not even a windy day.
Sorry, I just.
Well, I'm not going to start now. It's not going to be well embarrassing. No, that was Lukas back in the day. He was like, no, we always start with a yes and. Okay, thank you.
Yes and. So what is the yes and for improv?
Because you need to carry on the story, don't you? So like,
Yeah, because you're not supposed
you
to
can't
contradict,
change
are
it.
you?
Yeah.
So if I was like, well, you were there the other day on holiday, and you're
you'd be
not,
like, no,
you're
I
not allowed to
wasn't.
go. I wasn't on holiday.
Exactly. Oh my God, have you watched?
I'd love to do that to just piss people off.
Yeah. Well, like real pros do it, don't they? Like, because they know that they can bring it back. And
Yeah.
stuff. Have you watched what's Ricky Gervais and Warwick Davis's show with Stephen Merchant? It was After Extras.
Life's too small. Or something.
Yeah, and
Is it? Too short.
too short, and then Liam Neeson. Short, small, it's the same. Don't
Yeah.
worry, you're not going to get cancelled. It's just because you're hungover. It's when Liam Neeson
Life's
comes
too
in.
dwarf.
Life's too miniature. No, I mean, I don't know. Liam Neeson comes in. He wants to get into comedy, but he keeps knowing it. Do you know what I mean?
right,
It's like,
yeah.
I want to get into like funny sketches, comedy characters. You know, I just want to embrace that side. And Ricky Gervais is like, okay, I'm not sure it's your style, but Liam Neeson's so serious. It's so hilarious because he's like, let's do a scene. He's like, we're in the doctors. Come on in, like, and the doctor's like, yeah, if you've got full-blown AIDS. And he's like, yeah, you can't. And he's like, you can't. Let's change it. Greengrocers. And then he comes in, he wants to complain about some groceries he's got, and Liam Neeson's like, well, it can't have been me that served you because I've just been to the doctors, found out I've got full-blown AIDS.
Ludicrous.
So he's just knowing all the time. So that's like how not to do improv.
Are you going to join the improv troupe then? I think you and what?
He's like, now come on, I think like Mumsy then. Like, are you gonna join it?
I think as a challenge for the podcast, I'd like to send you and
Oh.
Lucas.
Oh my God. Well, he's going to be yes-anding all over the
he'll
place.
be-
And I'm going to be like, what?
Oh my God.
It would be
did
good
do-
if you came and then with a monologist, but then I would know everything about you already. So I'd just be bringing up stuff you hadn't said.
I'd be sat on the sidelines going, you're doing it wrong, Lauren.
And then once I was on this night out, right, and embarrassed
I
myself.
didn't tell her that story in monologue.
You could do it. What could you sign up for that you're going to commit to for the pod?
Well, when I was going through a breakup, you can remember I was doing things to try and like Miley Cyrus flowers. I can buy my own flowers. All
Yeah.
that. I was like doing things,
New
like,
habits,
independent.
new- yeah.
And I remember going to a gay voguing class. I mean, I don't suppose there are straight ones. To be
I was going to say, were they like checking your gay card at the door? Like, oh no, that's just
like,
hetero on the top there. Sorry.
You've signed up for a voguing class, so you're definitely gay. Oh my God, and it was so ludicrous. It was like a gay voguing class, basically. And it was,
That's what it was. Oh my God, did you love it? It's really hard,
it's
though.
really hard on those bloody
Yeah,
thighs, I have to say, when I was dipping down.
dipping down.
And then, so I did that. So I could go and do something. Yeah, let's do something
I went and did a
our...
burlesque class. You go into a boylesque class.
Oh, what's that involve?
Just, you put your tassels on your bum, not your boobs.
I'm not getting my arse out. I don't actually like being naked, you know.
I know, you're a prude. You're not a prude, but I know what you mean. You'd be like, ooh.
I don't like that. And there's a guy at
Your
my
Twitter,
gym.
though, tells a different story, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
There's a guy at my... Yeah, I'm in a vest. Next week, I'll just be topless. On
Yeah,
this.
nipple tassels.
There's a guy at my gym, right? And he has the biggest penis.
Oh my!
It's,
And he knows it.
that dildo would feel emasculated, like seeing
Didn't know we had a guest on the pod last week. It was him, the guy from the gym.
He walks around the shower room, the locker room, the changing room.
Locker room chat.
Dude, he walks around the locker room with his fucking tackle out.
Tackle.
Can't speak.
Oh my god.
American. And he just swings it around everywhere, and I'm like, I don't think this is necessary.
No.
And he wears. He's
There
very
are
gay.
so many like people that use Shoreditch House and Soho House and stuff for dating in the locker rooms. A lot of gay guys use it for hookups. Get on Grindr
Wow.
after a sweaty gym sesh.
What was my point of why he was doing it? Oh, yeah. So I was like, just cover up. Like, I don't like being naked. I don't like... I wouldn't just stand
People
there
do
naked.
weirdly go to like the next level when they're in the gym changing room where they're like,
And they talk
I'm
to
going to
each
be
other while
brave,
naked.
but it's the chatting to each other. So I
Yeah,
think men
and
do
I'm
that
like,
more than women.
But I don't want to... You know, like when someone looks... You know, if you're putting your pin in something and someone like overly looks away, it's almost suspicious. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like...
Well, I
oh.
thought you saying when you put your pin in something then and you were still in the locker room, and I was like, I don't know what I don't know what's going on here. I was like becoming the prude. Then I was like, no, I can't say I've done that in the right.
No.
Your pin in an ATM.
Yeah,
cash
and
machine.
if someone overly looks away, I'd think, bit suspicious.
Yeah.
So if I was talking to someone and their cock was hanging out, I'd be like, but I don't want to overly look away.
But you want to be like, I'm cool with this.
Yeah, but I also kind of like you're drawn to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's terrifying.
Is he just hanging around in there every day, like literally?
He walks around. He's always got this crop top on. In
Oh,
the
so
gym.
he's got clothes on, but he can't be asked putting his pants on.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
This
right.
is in the gym. He works out in this like crop top. Is this gay guy? He's quite nice actually. We've chatted before because he was like, "What are you wearing?" And I was like, "La Labo Té Noir." He was like, "That's my scent." I was like, "Mine too."
Does it make your dick grow? Let me know.
And anyway, so, but he struts it round like the air of someone with a massive penis. I'm
yeah.
like, you.
He's got big dick energy.
He's got big dick energy.
Yeah, he's got the
And I'm
BDE.
like, the crop top's a lot.
Well,
What's the point of this story?
I don't know. I think
Bitching about someone.
It's like in the Roman baths when they used to walk around and they were all naked. I think he's trying to
Oh, those were the days.
capture
what
that.
was the point
Yes.
of that in the Roman baths, Lucas? Were you showing off? Because a lot of them statues have small penises, don't they?
That was actually the sign of intelligence back
Yeah,
in the
it
day,
was.
having a small
And if you
penis.
were fat, you were wealthy. So everyone wanted to be chubs as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, a chubby guy
Guy.
with a needle dick.
And appetising. We're talking about Henry VIII, right?
Do you
there,
think
probably.
those statues back in the day like turned people on a bit? Were they a bit like porn?
Well, I think we went prudy, didn't we, after them, because they were like everywhere. Then all of a sudden we're like, oh, heaven forbid, we can't like see penises and on the telly and
Really?
stuff, you know?
Mm.
Maybe they did turn them on.
Maybe
I
it was
doubt
like
it.
you know because they didn't have the internet back then.
Well, no, they didn't have much.
I wonder
really,
what they did for like porn.
Just chiseled penises out of granite, probably.
Drew it.
Yeah.
Just drew it, yeah.
Through one of those, those flip books.
Yeah.
I used to love them. And maybe I'll go on a call. Oh, that's what I
Mate,
want
you could make one
Yeah, I won't.
of that guy of the guy taking his crop top off and walking around the gym. It's like that
Oh, there's
story.
no paper big enough.
Oh,
Fucking
jeez.
that.
You'd be doing it on a piece of A0.
Yeah. So, what's the topic of this week?
It was about jobs. It was about jobs, but I feel like we're running out of time.
Are we? No.
No.
Yeah, so last week we put a call out to give us some topics, but unfortunately I did it about 10 minutes before we
And
recorded.
unfortunately, there was a massive dildo in here, so we got distracted.
Yes, there was. But someone suggested dream jobs, and I don't think we've talked about this today, or like
No.
jobs you would do if you weren't doing this.
I think way back in series 1, we talked about what we wanted to be as kids, but that's very different because you get
Do you remember what I wanted
older.
to be?
no
No,
teacher.
bus driver. So off-brand, isn't it?
Do you
Do
remember
you want to
what
know
I
why I wanted to be a bus driver? Have a guess.
see the sights of Grimsby and Cleethorpes?
No.
To wear the uniform?
No.
Don't know.
Shall I just keep saying no until you then?
You meant to
Because-
yes and.
Yeah, because Victoria Beckham in Spice World the movie
Oh,
drove the bus,
fantastic.
and I was obsessed obsessed, where she goes, "Hold on to your knickers, girls," and it goes over the.
She'd
the
never
bridge.
say that these days.
No,
would
she wouldn't. She wouldn't.
Oh my God. No.
What was yours?
Can you remember?
Nurse.
No.
Detective.
Oh my God, no, but I'd love that.
Don't know.
I wanted to be either a model or a phone operator.
Great.
Really, things that give back to the world.
Well, you are a model.
Yeah, but I wanted to be like real. I thought I was going to be really tall like my mum.
Right. Okay.
So I wanted to be like catwalk. And also back then it was like nothing tastes as good as Skinny Phil's was the models we had in the 90s, weren't
Yes.
they?
Yeah. The apple diet and the cigarette.
But I never thought I'd have to. And I didn't have an eating
You were gonna
disorder. Do you know
break
what I mean?
mould.
I just thought like I would be one. I was quite confident.
Yeah.
I just was like, I'll be a model. Yeah, sure, I'm dead good looking.
Yeah, positive thinking.
Yeah, it was really little. Or I wanted to be a phone operator because I wanted to have like the Madonna, Britney Spears
So we
thingy and
are-
be like, ticka, ticka, ticka. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to chat to people all day.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it's like in the EE call centre. Oh yeah. Okay. Hello.
I wanted to be like information.
What
you
about
know?
what about a sex line?
Oh my God, someone suggested that to me when I was a student. Not only me, like a few was like, just do the sex line thing because I don't have to fucking know.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
You don't know what
like,
you do.
"Ooh, yeah."
You could be crocheting or something.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'd be doing. I don't know. Do they have sex lines anymore?
They must do.
They must do.
Surely.
They have Babe Station, don't they, where they shake the phone?
Do they? What does that do?
I think it's just to make them look like they're shaking something else.
Oh.
But they're doing it that way, so they're not very good at it.
Right.
They're doing it sideways. But they're like, call in. And it's just girls sat there.
Call in.
Yeah, and it's meant to be a... but
All right.
that
so
still exists.
Ring. Let's do improv and sex line.
Okay.
So, am I calling you?
I'm calling you. I'm not being sexy to you with
Okay,
this vest
okay.
on. Do, 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 do.
Hello. You're through to the sex line.
Oh, hiya, yeah. What you wearing?
I'm in a pearl necklace.
Already? I'm not even done yet.
I don't want to do this.
You asked for it. So you'd want to be a sex call line worker?
Yeah, I could be like, I'm sat here getting horny thinking of you,
Oh, it's
bitch.
freaking me out.
The thing is, if you speak dirty to people, there's a fine line because I think I would be a bit.
Well, you just said bitch,
insulting.
and that might
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, oh, all right.
I'd be like, you dirty, rotten whore.
And they'd be like,
rotten.
They'd be
You wouldn't
crying,
say rotten, would you?
Well, I reckon that.
Pathetic. I remember once a guy. Should I tell this story? Okay. This guy
Just don't say any names.
was, this was years ago back in Manchester, and he was jacked, and he started like
Going for
almost
it.
being, and he was
A
like,
bit rude.
look at my arms, look at my arms.
Oh my
One
God,
of my
ugh.
fucking arms is bigger than your fucking legs, and all this. And I was like,
You were like, I'm only making a tea. Oh, I've not even got to the upstairs yet.
I was like, and then he was like, I want to rip this top of yours off. And I remember saying, well, please don't. It's Vivienne Westwood. I was thinking, don't damage it.
Oh my God, I'm a student still. I paid a lot of money for that.
I can't believe I've just told an escapade of my
Don't worry, you can always be like,
history. What did you want to be when you were older, Lukas?
Change
what's
the
the
subject.
worst thing anyone's ever said to you in bed, Lucas? No,
Oh.
yeah, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a couple of things. I wanted to be a spy first and foremost. I
Yeah,
think.
cool. I think I'd be a good honey
think
trap.
You would be a good spy. I'd be terrible.
I'd be a good spy.
I'd be terrible. Because
That's
I
a
look
good one.
shifty even when I'm not.
Yeah, you've got shifty eyes going on.
Yeah.
What was the second one?
Wanted to be a spy. I wanted to be a footballer. Classic.
Classic.
I played in goal though, so I wanted to be a goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah.
That was my thing.
Good with your
Yeah.
hands.
Very
Yeah.
good. Nothing. The safest hands.
Long arms.
I still
Got a good
play.
wingspan.
I still play for my team in goal.
Oh, he does everything.
Oh, he
Improv,
does,
football.
honestly.
I do. I'm
Podcasting.
man of jack of all trades.
Oh my God.
And an artist as well. That was what I wanted to be.
I used to really love art.
Paint.
But I feel like I went for a phase where I wanted to be an artist because it was so calming to me and I was always drawing as a kid and stuff. But then I think you just get to a point where like none of my family or anything are artists. I didn't know anyone. How do you become? You just don't know what to do if you don't No.
For me, I was always terrible at art. My teacher laughed. Terrible. My teacher laughed at a horse I drew. She burst out laughing, and it's traumatic. And then my head teacher in primary school, I was in year 6, and he's called Mr. Dawson. I always remember this. I drew a waterfall, and I really tried hard. And he was like, my year 2s can draw better than that. That's pathetic.
That's a terrible teacher.
Terrible. But it's always stuck with me. But I am terrible. I think you're just born with it. You're just born with it. I
look
can't
at bloody,
draw.
what's he called, who writes the quotes? No offence, everyone loves him, don't they? David Shrigley. Is that his name?
What are you on about?
And he always
Charles Mackey?
No.
The horse, the fox, and the mole, or whatever.
No, not him. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the guy who, like wrote some stuff on the tube, and it's like wanky quotes, and his handwriting's shit, and that's like meant to be the art. I'm gonna get trolled for this probably, but like sometimes you're like, oh God, draw something.
Look at me leaning in like, yay.
I'm sure it's David Shrigley. I'm really saying it a lot. Go on, Lucas, do a Google.
I'd be a terrible spy. In fact, I would let them know I'm a spy. I want them to know that I'm the spy. So that's why I'd be a terrible spy.
So you can be like, haha! Like, you want that moment.
Well, I always remember I used to do a job. I used to mystery shop.
Really fun
in
job.
Tesco. I was a mystery shopper. So what I do to make it more fun for me, I would be on my phone near a staff member. And I would say, oh, yeah, I'm just in Tesco. I'm actually mystery shopping them today, so I've got to mark them on this and this and that. And I'd see the staff member think, and he ran down to the checkouts and told every single staff
you'd be
member.
an awful
And I'd never had so much sucking up. People were coming up to me, would you like help with your basket, sir? And I was like, oh, thank you very much. And I was literally, because they all knew.
You were just giving 10 out of 10 at every shop.
So I felt like I was like,
let the cat out of the bag. I'd love to be a detective or something. That would be really good.
Yeah, I always wanted to like barge into someone's house and they'd be like, what are you doing? You need a warrant. Like, I don't need a warrant. I'd go, arrest that woman. And then like my cronies would do it, and I'd be untouchable. I'd be in like a trench coat or something, and I'd be like, you pathetic, rotten whore.
That's the name of this episode. Okay.
That's how you do your sex line chat as well.
Yeah. I'd barge the door down.
And she was like, did I just speak to you a moment ago on the phone?
Yes, yeah.
think
That's how I found where
God.
she lived. I tracked her number through a sex line.
Mine would be, I'd want to do like the puzzle element of it more. You know, like figuring
Would you have a big
out the
whiteboard?
clues.
That's what I want.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I'd want to be like, oh my God. And like when you dig deep into people's lives, like, because when people used to have a breakup with people at uni, or like they'd met someone on a night out, kind of before even Insta really, they'd ask me to help them because I was just so good at like finding them on Facebook and then being like, oh, they said they went to some like school and thingy, but it's not on their page, so I'm just going to Google it, find out. And then you'd find someone else that was in their class, and then you'd be like, okay, yeah, he is going out with someone else. Sorry, babes.
Okay, right.
He is back with his ex.
I'd like to be like there with the whiteboard, and I've stayed behind late shift and all and I'm like, you guys go. I'm just going to look over the case one last time, and then I'm
Sarge, get some sleep, yeah?
Yeah. Sarge, look after yourself. Thanks, Donna. So Donna leaves.
You get on to the kids.
And I'm looking round the table, and I'm like, and then I just think, grab a file, and I go, and I look up, and I go, the keys, and then I like,
this is what Jessica Fletcher does. It's really
round,
cheesy.
And I run out, and I bring no reinforcements
You never get
with
back
me.
up,
I bring
do you?
no reinforcements.
They never get
and
back up.
I forget my gun.
Oh my God.
So then I drive, and I find the assailant, and it's just me and him.
And her on the sex line. She's there. It was Donna.
This man with a massive dick. Still out. Like, you clobbered him to death with your penis.
Oh my God.
You find him because there's 3 footprints in the snow.
No, that's improv.
Now that is fantastic.
That's yes-anding right there.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
yeah,
We
I'd
would both
love
be.
that.
We'd both be a detective.
Shall we do a spoof?
Oh my God, we could. Well, one of Freddie's first plays that he wrote.
The Defective Detectives.
Oh my God, so good. But we'd get there in the end, you know.
Well, we always do.
Oh, we always do. We get there at the beginning, but we just
That could be our motto.
make it long-winded.
At the end of the episode, we just
There we
clink and
go.
We get there in the end.
We always
And
do.
it, ding, 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 ding.
We'll just recreate Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. Well, we were going to do that, didn't we? But we wanted to do a modern classic, Murder, She Typed.
Yeah. Murder, She Murder, She Texted.
Murder, She autocorrected.
Murder, She Telegrammed. That's an app. Oh, it sounded like I was going old-fashioned then because the telegram is old-fashioned. What was I going to say then? Oh, it's all gone out my mind. That's good for podcasting, isn't it?
Okay,
Oh,
I'll
it's
just
really
fill
gone.
the silence.
It was something about being a detective.
Yeah,
Obviously
yeah,
wasn't.
no.
Oh, I was in Freddie's first play. He wrote me in
As a
because there was a
detective?
detective. There was a detective, and obviously I love, because we always joke that when I do kill him, they'll never find out it was me. They'll never find the body.
We might edit this out then, just in case.
I do love him. Yeah, but he changed my name around, so she was DCI Corinne Lane instead of Lauren Crane.
Corinne Lane instead of Lauren Crane.
So it got published this place. It's been on quite a few times, like in like drama schools and stuff. And I'm always like, Corinne.
Who's playing Corinne? You know that's me.
Yeah. It's like a
My
play
husband's
within a play.
dyslexic. Should have been Lauren.
Well, we hadn't been going out long, so we didn't want to make it obvious. That,
Yeah, and you didn't
in
wanna
case.
Yeah. You didn't know what would have happened.
It's like getting a tattoo of someone's name and then you break up.
Trouble is, I couldn't. Was it serious part?
It was like it was kind of like there was a film being shot within the play. So it was like a play within a play, and she was like the Helen Mirren like big actor character, and she was the lead in this film. So she only has a couple of scenes as a lovey and then as
Right.
Corinne Lane.
Oh, okay.
So like, but they're quite, when you have like that small part, there's a couple of like comedy ones, and then there was hers where you could be like really like,
No, I love it.
the
Yeah, you
older-
made the most of it. Scene stealer.
yeah, exactly.
those parts.
They're better than being the lead sometimes.
100%. But I can't do serious. Like, I remember doing The Crucible at university, and I had to
Too
play
much.
the priest. Can't remember what he was called.
It was the casting director of that.
I know. And there was he was quite sinister in The Crucible, and he could so I walked in.
Okay, well, now I understand.
Yeah. And I walked in with this Bible, and I just looked around the room, and there was like kind of an eerie silence, and I just went, "Good evening." Well, everyone pissed themselves laughing. The whole audience laughed. It was meant to be serious. It was like it was the same feeling of when my teacher laughed at the horse, because I went, "Good evening," and they
like
all
John
just
Inman
laughed.
walking in on bloody how you being served.
I remember thinking, that line's not supposed to be funny. I should be a comedian.
Hang on a minute, light bulb.
Got funny bones.
How did you realise you were going to be a comedian actually? Because it is like you study acting.
You don't choose it. It chooses you.
Comedy chooses you. Okay.
I don't know. I just fell into it. I started to realise I didn't have much range as an actor.
After the Crucible incident.
After The Crucible, and after I auditioned for Romeo, but got the part of the maid. It was literally
Kept getting all these like drag roles.
yeah. But so I didn't really. I don't think I can play straight.
Funny that.
I know it's hard to believe. Shall I try?
Yeah, go on. Because you've got to stick at acting. Like people who have really good careers, you've got to, because you get battled down, don't you, with all the rejection and like finding the right part and the right casting director who likes you and all that.
No, and it's hard playing
gotta
straight.
keep
Ask John
going.
Travolta.
Oh my God.
Allegedly.
Been trying for years. Keeps trying new wigs to see if it makes him look more straight. Go on. What's a...
All right, love. You all right?
That probably sounded good, but
Did
the
it?
people who could see your face on YouTube, maybe not. You've got a deep voice, so it's not...
Yeah, so I was at the game the other night, and I was at the game, and fucking hell, that referee doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Anyway, some sweet ass bird passed me in the street the other day, and I said, "Oh, I'd love to pin her down."
Dirty, rotten whore.
Is that straight enough?
It had its moments.
Why did you go Cockney?
Yeah. It was like Northern in the pub, and then all of a sudden we were in the 10 Bells, like,
I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah.
Sweet ass bird.
And
that was
also,
my
I think
favourite.
if I was straight, I'd be able to call people pal.
All right, pal. That is really
I
nice.
love it when people call me pal. Like hot straight guys call me pal.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah,
That's
like
another one,
yeah.
bud.
Oh,
Hey,
they'd be
bud.
like, "Cheers, pal," and I'm like, "No worries, babes."
I say babes more and more, and like when I'm working like these small odd event jobs and stuff, they're probably like, "Oh, she's a bit too friendly, isn't she?" Because I'm like, "Oh, cheers, babes, no worries."
Yeah, I've started putting kisses in emails.
Oh, I always do that.
Um,
People give them back though. It's fine.
Yeah, because I'm like,
Be yourself. I'm
Be
sick of being who someone thinks I want to be, you know?
I'm
And it makes
sick of being
sense.
kind regards. I'm Lee.
Oh my God.
Kiss.
One thing that gives me an ick, I might have said it on the pod before, but is when people acronym.
I thought you were about
Not
to say abbreviate. I was like, you do not have the right.
No, I love it when people abbreviate. I'm like, let's chat.
Are you going to say...
It's when they
Out of
acronym.
office.
No, when they acronym best regards or warm regards with WR.
I've never had that.
I saw it once and it took me ages to realise what it was. And then I went back in the email trails. Like the first one said, like very warmest regards. You know, like too much. And then by the end, they obviously get sick of doing it. It's also like, just put it on your signature, mate. WR. I was like, huh.
Yeah, Jesus.
What's your go-to signature? So if you say Lee with a kiss, what do you say before that?
I just say thanks.
Many
comma.
thanks or thanks.
I just say
Many
thanks.
thanks.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put tar. If it was you, I'd be like tar.
Or if I was annoyed, I look forward to your prompt reply.
Oh, I say look forward to your reply if I'm but not prompt. That adds an air of
Yeah, that's like, don't fuck with me.
yeah. Do not fuck with me.
And I remember when I worked in an office, people would acronym out of office.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. so it would read, I'm actually ooh today. And I'd be like, who are these oohs? I'm ooh.
It's like the people as well who do like for their internal one, they're like, I'm actually sunning myself on a beach right now with a mojito. So don't bother replying. And you're like, all right, mate. Yeah, you can do like internal and external.
Oh God, so it's like joking around.
So the internal one's,
workplace
oh my
banter.
God, have you seen Sean's ooh today? It's well funny.
Oh my God. Which button do I press to be crushed by a safe? That's a tragic life for me.
It is a tragic life, I know.
But listen,
They've got a lot of money.
it's not my dream job, but it might be someone's.
Yeah,
Some-
writing internal
Right.
copy. I'd love to be a copywriter for out of office messages. That'd be great. That'd be great. Did you find out if it was David Trigley, Lucas?
It was, yeah. But I didn't think his writing was that bad.
But that's all he's ever done.
I thought
And people eat it up.
he
And
does
I'm like,
little doodles as well.
yeah,
he?
I'm not into it. I feel like I want more from my artists.
Hard to
Really?
impress.
Yeah.
I always think as well when Tracy Emin did that messy bed, I thought, Tracy,
the bed.
come on, Trace.
She'd had a few of the guys from the gym in there, I reckon, making it that messy.
I've got a story about Tracy Emin actually, but I can't say
We can't say it on the pod.
No,
Don't want to get
no, it's
sued.
not about her. It's about someone else connected to her.
In the messy bed.
Well,
Oh my God!
It
Wait, can't
involves
wait
the bed.
for what? Can't wait for.
maybe
That's a
maybe
wrap.
we'll have to set up a Patreon behind
We
a
can
paywall.
do it, but you have to sign an NDA that you're not going to sue us. I do like her neons though.
Her neons.
You know, like the
Or her
neon.
neons, the candle.
She's a big fan of them candles. She got sponsored by them. I do like her neons. They're
Yeah, no,
nice.
she's good. I shouldn't, debase art.
Face.
Well, when I went to the Vatican,
Did you go?
yeah, I went to the Vatican
Did they
years
let you in?
ago.
Did you not burn alive when you walked?
Yeah, they did. I got an audio book, an audio guide
Like tour.
of the museum. Well, I was in there for 5 hours. I was hooked. I was obsessed with all the art. And I always remember I was looking at all the frescoes and it was often, Raphael's frescoes.
Yeah, don't know when.
And,
Yeah, sure.
And I was looking at this particular fresco and I thought, God, it's amazing. Like, and I didn't know why.
Is that all the like angels and shit on the ceiling?
Yeah, I think it's called Angels and Shit.
Oh, is
actually.
it?
Yeah. I think that's-
Signed by him.
You're talking about the Sistine Chapel.
Oh, I am. Oh my God, how bad's that?
All the angels and shit on the ceiling.
That's Michelangelo, one of the other turtles.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
When I got older and realised they were named after artists, I was like, very highbrow cartoon.
Anyway, I was looking at this fresco and I thought, it's amazing, but I don't know why. And then the audio guide was catching up to me and it said this particular fresco, which I happened to be looking at, was the only fresco in the room that was done purely by Raphael. So usually it's a collab with students.
With Donatello.
Exactly. So with the other turtles. But and I remember going, that is art. I didn't know why it was so good.
Did you get like a feeling?
I got a feeling. I didn't know why it was so good.
Yeah.
It's often like, when people watch me on stage, they don't know why people
But
are
they
laughing.
leave feeling
They
warm and
don't-
fuzzy inside.
But they're laughing. That was art. In fact, that was the crucible. It was art. They didn't know why they were laughing.
But
They knew it was good
But they
art.
knew they were watching someone who was going to be a star.
Yeah.
Mm.
Look at me now. In a shipping container.
In a shipping container in Vauxhall. Oh my God, the lives we've led, honestly.
Right. This
It's time.
Yeah, it's
No,
time.
I can't wait for this Tracy Emin story.
I thought you were going to say, I can't wait for this to be over. I'm hungover. I've struggled today.
Have you? I feel like I struggled. I'm not even hungover.
Oh my God, and we plugged the podcast on BBC Radio Manchester, didn't we?
We did. You did ever so well. In
Oh,
the
well,
quiz.
I'll tell you why. We did the definition quiz, which they've done.
Yeah.
So they've done this thing.
You get 3 letters, just FYI, and then they give you the definition, and all the words started with GRA.
Yeah.
So, like, the first one, for example, is like sweet fruit that can be made into wine. It was grape. Like, so that was an example. So Lee got.
Halfway through the quiz, I
Yeah.
realised it was the same quiz that I'd done a year before. They'd given me the same ones. I got 9 out of 9.
That's
All right,
quite good.
I've got an example here, right?
Oh, okay.
These are all words beginning with CAL.
CAL.
Okay.
Sure.
Are you ready to play the definition quiz? Lucas, you can join in if you want as well.
He's going to get it.
Okay, CAL. Here we go. A young cow or bull or the young of... Yes. A type of music originated in the West Indies.
Calypso.
Correct.
Oh.
An event that brings terrible loss, distress, or affliction. I'll give you a clue. Jane.
Oh my God, like Jane McDonald.
No.
Oh.
Calamity.
Calamity.
Not
All I could
excited.
think about was Jane McDonald.
Not excited or agitated. Composed.
Calm.
Correct. Squid prepared as food.
Calamari.
Correct. An electronic or mechanical device for performing mathematical sums.
Calculator.
Correct.
Oh my God, he's got a second wind.
um,
I'm like, can't take it in.
A baked or fried Italian turnover of pizza dough filled
Calzone.
with
Calzone.
calzone.
So good.
A pink odorless lotion used to soothe the skin.
Calamine lotion.
Correct.
Who's got chicken pox?
To speak or shout to attract the attention of.
Call.
Correct. And a return telephone call.
Call back?
Call back indeed.
I'd
Nat.
say like
The
redial.
definition quiz.
Oh my God, great.
Good.
And you were smashing it because you've done it before.
I've done it before. I've done it. But halfway through, I was like, I've had these. Graduate, grandstand. I'd had them all.
Oh my God. 'Cause
And he
some
was
of
like,
them towards the end
wow,
of it
why were
hurt.
you so nervous? 9 out of 9. And I was like, I don't know. And then afterwards, I text Lauren saying, they were the exact same.
Oh my God.
It was, what are the chances?
What are the chances? They mustn't have known that. They mustn't have known.
Well, no, of course they wouldn't have.
But big shout out is my saying. Oh my God, I love that. That's my
we were taking
saying.
the piss out of Lauren. It was so
I loved
funny. Not the
it.
piss.
Do you know what it
She
is?
loves
I
a
shout
shout
out
out.
to people.
She loves to shout
It's
out.
like the 90s all over again,
I was thinking it the other day, though, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I've told you about it now, so you're aware of it.
I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, you'll...
We'll get T-shirts that are like shout. Honestly, that video on Facebook is like everyone's liking the shout out to all the ill people.
She goes, I've been ill recently. Shout out to all the ill people.
And the other special is shout out to everyone with old dads.
She goes, he's an old dad. Shout out to everyone with an old dad. It's so niche.
But a couple of people said to me like, oh, I really like. I was like, whoop, because I've got an old dad, and I was like, see, it does exist.
Yeah.
People need the shout outs, all right.
But we're shouting out to all the fab lifers.
We're shouting out to all the fab lifers, and I wanted to do a little cheeky plug for if I'm on.
Shout out to all the plugs out there.
Keeping our phones charged and our telly's on. I'm going to plug. I'm at Brick Lane Baked this weekend with Dolly Sticks Saturday and Sunday.
Are
so
you? Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
follow my dolly.sticks on Instagram.
Yeah. Just go support
Yeah,
local
come
businesses.
by. Yeah,
Come by
independent
our-
businesses. It's my first big event of the year, so come down this weekend, 11th and 12th.
Thanks for getting involved today, Lucas. Good
That's
to
all
have you
right.
here. We needed
some moral support, and
Thank
we
you.
needed some improv help.
Someone say yes and.
Yes, and it's been episode
3 of season 3.
This Just In.
No, you don't say that at the end.
This Just In. It's been episode 3 of season 3
A
Of-
Fab Life.
with Lauren and Lukas. Shit, let's end it. We're done.